Hey guys, how's it going? Scott here from scottsbasslessons.com again, and here we are with episode 2 of Ask Scott. Ask Scott is a completely new show that we're trying out this December because we're releasing new videos every day of December. Feeling the fatigue, I've got to tell you, I'm all based out. Nah, I'm not based out really. I can never be based out. But we're releasing new content every day of December, and Ask Scott is a new show that we're trying out just to see how you guys like it. Every week in the academy, in the SBL Academy, we do this thing called Feedback Friday where I give people direct feedback on their playing. And then every other week we do something called the Bass Hang where I do sort of like live Q&A with all the SBL Academy members. And within the SBL Academy right now, we've also got guys like Anthony Wellington, Ed Freeland, Steve Lawson, Danny Mo Morris, Todd Johnson, all these cool guys also doing weekly live Q&As. But just to give back to the YouTube audience and get you in on the action, that's why we wanted to put Ask Scott together. So again, we're on episode 2 and it's going to be some good fun. If you want to check out the SBL Academy, make sure you go over to Scott's Bass Lessons and check it out because it's really, really pushing bass education online to the next level. Okay, let's get on with the questions. Rami asks, is there a way to naturally come up with chord progressions without learning another instrument like piano or guitar? I'm asking the question because I've got a lot of trouble composing stuff that's just more than 1 or 2 chords. Hey Rami, great question, and I am a little biased because I do play guitar and it does help me, or it has helped me with the composing process, but I don't think it's, I don't think it's something that you definitely got to do. I think it helps, So what's something, I just want to give you a little bit of a tip that will really help you with composing, okay? Now, to get away from that sort of like 2 chord groove vibe, right? If you take a major scale, so in this case, let's take the C major scale. Okay. 7 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the octave. Okay. Each one of those notes has a chord attached to it, and the chords are always the same. It's always the first one's major, second one's minor, third one's minor, fourth's major, fifth's major, sixth's minor, seventh's diminished, and then the octave is obviously major, okay? Now, if you learn this sequence, so if you think to yourself, every chord of any major scale has always got this sequence attached to it, okay? Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and then major. If you learn that sequence, I can take any of the chords of within the C major scale, okay? Any of the chords, so C major, D minor, just follow that pattern up that I've told you. You can take any of them chords, rearrange them into any order, and they will sound wicked, okay? And this is how a lot of songs are written, So for instance, I'm just gonna play some random, I'm gonna say chord 1, chord 5, chord 2, chord 4. And when I'm saying chord 1, chord 5, chord 2, chord 4, chord 3, chord 6, what I'm referring to is the chord within the pattern of the C major, okay? So chord 1 would be a C major, but a chord 5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a G major, okay? Specifically a G major 7, but that's getting far too involved in it. So I'm just going to take you through this I'm just going to call some numbers out randomly. I'll play the chords and it'll sound like a song. Probably it'll sound like 100 different songs, okay? So let's think. So I'll start on chord 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. To chord 3. 4. 5. 6 or 3, sorry, 6, 5, 6, chord 1, chord 5, to chord 4, to chord 6, to 3, to chord 6, go to chord 2, and all this is completely random, okay, and it sounds fine, doesn't it? So you can just throw that, I used to teach composition this way. I used to work in a college years ago, and I used to get the kids, I used to give them 7 chords and get them just to rearrange them chords into any order, you know, and the kids used to write that, and then we used to like play through the song, and the kids would be like, it sounds amazing. And I was like, yeah, this is the secret. And then you can use things like changing into different keys and all that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a great way to just learn that diatonic pattern, you know, the diatonic scale series or chord series: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and then major. You can mix them up and all them chords will sound fine together. If you want to look even more into it, you want to research the Nashville numbers system. It's a really great way of using that terminology to create songs. So cheers, man. Doc Boots asks, I wonder if you have any tips for learning and playing polyrhythmic and odd time or multi-time pieces. Hey Doc, great question, man. I've got a couple of tips for this. When it's in an odd time signature, I like to, if it's a riff-based thing, okay, I like to just really internalize the riff, so I don't have to think about it being in sort of like 7, 8, or 9 or 13, because as soon as you start counting, that you kind of lost it, because anything can happen. A drummer could put like a real hard downbeat on the beat before one, because they love to do that just to mess us up. And if you're counting that, you might go with them and then you end up out of sync and things like that. So if it was just like if it's a riff-based thing, I'm always trying to really internalize the riff so I'm not counting, okay? So something 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I'm trying to do there is just play the riff, but then just put like little fills in and things like that. The fills are there. I'm putting the fills in just to sort of break away from the riff and then come back to it. And then the more you practice a riff, the more internalized it'll become, and then you'll feel really natural doing whatever over it. Okay, so I've been in some bands before where I've had to solo over an odd time signature piece. And as soon as you start internalizing that riff, it just creates this internal glue that you stop thinking about. So if you think about soloing and odd times and counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's too tough. So you really got to internalize that riff. Another way of doing it, odd time signatures, is splitting it up. So say for instance, if we're in 5/4, and we're playing over the chord sequence of Autumn Leaves, okay, so normally it's sort of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So if say somebody was like, oh, let's do like a swing feel in 5, okay, what I'd try and do is split it up into a group of 3 and a group of 2. So instead of thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Yeah. So essentially there I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And then you can start walking like that. So you've got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah. And that's how I'd do it in that, in that environment. But you can also start splitting them up into, threes and twos. And if it was a 9, for instance, you could have two groups of 3, 6, two groups of 3, 4. Well, you could have, if it was a 9, a three grouping, three threes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can really mix it up. So I'd look at that as well. The polyrhythmic thing, sort of like, I use a lot of groupings of odd notes as well, which is a really cool little exercise to do. So just soloing in groups of 5. Jack Pastorius was great for doing that as well. He had some like real key Jacko-esque licks where he was grouping in 5s and 7s. So accenting in, so let's go down a major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Yeah, but he'd do it over. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the beat would still stay 4/4, so you get this really over the bar line feel. Real great exercises, all of these. So anyway, thanks for the question, man. Great question. Jampy asks, I have a question about starting improvising over the blues chord sequence. I'm new to the world of blues and it's really complicated to me. What do you start thinking of and how are you connecting the chords while improvising, but in a way that connects the changes over the chords? Great question, man. Like, this is such a great way to kind of get soloing, and I know exactly where you're coming from. So you're starting off soloing and it's like over a blues sequence, okay? So let's just do in B flat, yeah? And if you're soloing, and then it goes to 4. You can use that B minor blues scale. The gag is that exactly what you're saying, you're not going to hear the chords go by. So what you really want to be doing is using that blues scale, but in conjunction with the chords going by as well. So hitting, for instance, 3rds and 7ths. So on the B flat, let's go a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. I hit a few 3rds, some 7s, I really spelled out the sound of the chord. That means when it goes to the E flat 7, remember we're doing blues in a B flat here, when it goes to that chord 4, which is an E flat 7, I want to be hitting, I can still think of that B flat minor blues scale, but I want to be spelling out the 3rds and the 7ths from that E flat as well. A great way to practice this, and you want to do that on all the chords, but a great way to practice this is trying to find a halfway house between creating a bass line and soloing. So you're kind of mixing and just going between the two. So for instance, something like this. Blues scale, 3rds, 7, to that 3rd of the E flat, B flat, so I'm thinking blues scale, but I'm really trying to outline the changes at the same time. And that is the key for it. You've got to outline the changes, but in conjunction with using that B flat minor blues scale. So just try and get a backing track, man. Get any play along track. It's cool to do this to a metronome, but it's really cool just to, get a backing track and just get comfortable playing with this. Otherwise, you'll kind of practice different sections of it and never really get it working as a whole. So get a play along track and just practice using the blues scale, but referencing the thirds and the sevenths within your lines as they go by over the blues. And don't worry if it's really clumsy to start with, it's just because you need to work on your vocabulary. And to do this, what a great exercise actually, and this is for everybody watching, is just take a blues like this and just compose a solo over it, using everything I'm just talking about now. So B flat minor blues scale and referencing the thirds and the sevenths of the chords they go by, and actually pre-compose a solo over that sequence, because pre-composing something gives you a chance to kind of look into it and get really laser focused on what's going to work. Then you can actually play that pre-composed solo over the play along track, and the stuff that you've written will become part of your vocabulary that you'll take with you. You know, it's so hard just to kind of do this on the fly straight away. You've got to give yourself a chance. So do something pre-composed first. Work a cool solo out for yourself. Learn it, learn how to play it over that sequence, and then start looking at, you know, doing it on the fly and really improvising. But thanks for the question, awesome. Jack asks, I was wondering if you have any tips about networking with other musicians and getting gigs as a professional. Hey Jack, interesting question. Yes, I have got some tips. So what really worked for me is doing any gig that I was offered. It really worked for me. I wasn't so bothered about how much I was getting paid or anything like that. I was just like, you know, I just want to do every gig possible that I get offered, because I might meet somebody cool on that gig that might help me get another gig. So instead of being super choosy about things, I was just wide open and just really went out there and tried to be really open-minded and open-hearted and just get involved in everything I could. And then in those situations, just be a really cool guy, be the guy that people like to hang out with, be the guy that makes the gig really easy. I know loads of players that get great gigs because they're just a great hang, and they make, you know, being on a tour bus for sort of like 2 months, they make it fun. You know, they're not hard to live with. They're great guys. So really just get out there and be open-minded, open-hearted, try and help everybody, try and be, you know, just the best human being you can, and bass player, and the gigs will kind of find you. Thanks for the question, man. Lorenz asks, can you define your harmonic layering process? Yeah, the harmonic layering process. So I've just released a course that's over 10 hours into the SBL Academy, and it's called Harmonic Layering, a guide to chord tones, arpeggios and scales. Now, the harmonic layering process is a process that stops you thinking about chord tones and arpeggios as separate entities from scales. People tend to think, oh, okay, I know my major scale, and I know my, C major arpeggio, but they don't actually connect the two. And the layering process is looking at how to actually, you know, cement their relationships together, so you can use them in situations where you're soloing, where you're creating bass lines. You know, I'm not just using one thing there. I'm using arpeggios, I'm using scales, and it's getting the process, it's giving you really definite exercises, that'll do for now, giving you really cool exercises that actually cement their relationships together. So when it comes to actually playing, you've got both of them working in conjunction with each other, not, I'm going to use a scale, I'm going to use an arpeggio, I'm going to use a scale going on in your mind, which is what you don't want. Okay, so that's what the harmonic layering process is. Thanks for coming along and asking the second episode of Ask Scott, guys and gals. Hopefully we're going to carry on this for the next few weeks, and you know, if it goes down really well, possibly into 2015. Can't believe it's 2015 in a few weeks. That's crazy, right? But other than that, go over to scottsbassists.com, check it out. We've got a load of cool stuff going on there. And also go check out the SBL Academy that you can get to via Scott's Bass Lessons. It's, you know, really blown up right now. We've got guys, as I said earlier, like Anthony Wellington, Steve Lawson, Todd Johnson doing, you know, live Q&As. I'm doing live Q&As. We've got step-by-step courses. We've got a killer forum over there. It's absolutely killer. So go check that out as well. And other than that, take it easy and I will see you in the shed.